Oh yeah, you're gonna like this. But you got to tell me when that intro's almost done. It's 30 seconds long. Is it done? Are we on? Okay. So we're on right now?
Yeah.
This is great.
We are now.
Oh, hello everyone. How are you guys doing?
Are we actually in here?
Did you guys ask for 30 seconds?
No, if we're in here. Are we in?
Yeah.
We're in? Okay. Welcome everyone. Society. You can see we're still working out some kinks. It's new season. We've got guests today, which is quite exciting. For those of you that don't know, my name is Jesse Faubert. I am one of the hosts. To my right,
I am Luis. I'm hosting with
Gomez.
Jesse, Luis Gomez.
he's an international student here. He's
Not anymore.
doing an internship. And, well, you guys can introduce yourselves. Who are we talking to here?
I'm Leia.
Leia.
And I'm Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
Easygoing Jeremy over here.
Yeah.
Behind the camera that I hope Richie, who did a great job on the countdown and we didn't practice that. We've got Katie. She is back. She is handling our social media. Richie, if you have any issues back there, just let me know, okay?
Not plugged in.
No, you have to turn it on, remember? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's Katie. She is handling all the comments.
All right.
Please say hi to her. She will also be kind of relaying any kind of questions that all of you out there might have. And then the guy that's stressing me out, Richy Kwan, he's on...
Hello there.
He is on the switching. And so far, it's a great job. We'll dissect his work later on. But we have an exciting show.
We have an exciting show.
We've got bartenders. We kept it easy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Kept it easy. We knew bartenders, especially these two, we're friends with.
Yeah.
They've been impacted by COVID to some degree, in some shape or form.
Yeah.
It's funny because I met Louise through bartending. I am an avid consumer of bartenders' work. So I don't know where I was going with that, but it's great to have you guys on.
Yeah,
That's
being
great
lucky
to
to work with both of you now. I've known Leia now for a while through CJ's and her years in there.
My years of dedicated work.
Exactly. And then I work with Jeremy at a pub in town, restaurant pub
Yeah.
in town for a brief...
Hot minute.
Yeah, exactly. And then after that, we just kept on drinking along the streets of Kamloops. So, yeah, like I'm excited to have you guys here.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing?
Do
Good.
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 Good. Thanks for having us.
Of course. You'll notice that those of you that paid attention to the promo, we are short one, but we're plus one over here. Fortunately, we had the big man stepping into his own shoes, and so thank you for making this happen. So short notice.
Yeah, no worries.
Bartenders, man, you just can't trust them. You can't trust them at all.
You know,
We can
those,
trust you guys, though.
those
Thank
late
you.
those late calling sigs, the 2 hours prior to
Shit's bullshit, man.
Yeah, we're always ready for it.
Exactly. Oh yeah. So well, I wanted to jump first with where are you guys working now, or was your last bartending job? Because I know Jeremy right now, it's out of the industry.
Yeah.
Hopefully for good.
Yeah. Hang up the shoes.
And
Yeah.
then I'm with Leia at Cordo down the street.
I'm still at it. Cordo and CJ's were the last two places you would have seen me behind a bar.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, do you guys want to touch on which restaurants, bars, pubs you worked, and a little bit of your experience, why you started, why get into it?
Get into it.
Hey, you want to go first? Or?
No, you go for it.
All right. So I started my bartender career, I guess, at the Keg back when it was open. That was
Keg
pretty,
was a nice spot. I appreciated
Yeah.
that.
yeah
That joint.
Yeah, it
Best
was fun.
Caesar
Was
ever.
that uptown Keg or downtown Keg?
That was the downtown one.
There was
Nice.
an uphill kit.
Old
Man, there's-
Sports Central, dude.
The keg
Oh,
got-
yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Keg
You can
got
see who's
around.
been around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
on the North
Whoa,
Shore
that's
at one
crazy.
point. Yeah.
Wow.
Just jumping. But yeah, no, so I was there for 4 or 5 years. And then once it shut down, that's when I went up to Browns and was working with you, Louise,
Yeah.
and had some good times up there and had a great experience, but ended up having an opportunity down at Moxie's. I've been all over, man. I just I jump around too. But yeah, then I went down to Moxie's for a little bit, and then most recently I was up at On the Rocks, the pub, and just had a good stint up there. And then once COVID hit, I just kind of took it as a sign, and I was like, you know, maybe I should get out of this here and just try to focus on something else. But it was all too many good times too much to
Yeah.
handle. almost.
And you're someone that probably from the people that I work with, you get along with everyone and you become friends with almost everyone you work with,
Yeah.
which is like front house, back of the house, everywhere, like, which is really cool because I appreciate that. Like, you
Are you
party
sure
with
he
all
wasn't
of
like
them.
kicked out of every place with all of his experience that he's got? Like, sounds like that wasn't the case. I don't know.
I don't know. He was liked. Maybe not by managers. No, he was liked by managers. But no, yeah. And Leia, what about you? What's your...
I first started bartending outside of Canada, but when I came back to Kamloops, I wanted to bartend at the craziest, busiest place in town, and that at the time was CJ's, and I worked really hard to try and get in there. And I also worked at Carlos. I learned so much working there. Chaos management, definitely. And I had an opportunity at On the Rocks. It was super great working up there. I met tons of amazing people. And then I started to work at the hotel with yourself now as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is where I got to kind of take my bartending to the next level and like kind of really learn more professional side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little higher end cocktails and stuff
Absolutely.
like that. Yeah.
So
Some
what got you
knowledge
guys
in that.
into it?
The
Just being there
booze.
all the time?
The
Yeah.
booze, being around booze.
the love of entertaining people. Like, I'm a really big people person, and I didn't like serving as much, and
Yes.
I liked the challenge that there were less women allowed to bartend. So I was like,
Right.
well, I want to be that
Right.
chick.
Yeah.
I appreciated your answer here. You're like, booze, booze.
The honesty.
Then Leia says what she
Yeah.
says, and you're like, oh, yeah,
Yeah,
Matt.
such a
Yeah,
chick
that's
answer.
that.
That makes sense.
No, I'm the same way. I like being around people and just talking and hearing stories from like patrons and stuff like that. You never know who you're gonna meet on any given day, so
Right.
that was always really cool aspect of it. And it was just kind of, I don't know, you're active and you're having fun. You get a little bit of creativity with it too. So
Yeah.
that's what really attracted me.
Part of
Cool.
the party without getting
Exactly.
in trouble. Like, it's perfect.
Exactly.
Getting paid to party in a lot,
Yeah.
lot of ways.
Yeah, you finish work and you're going somewhere every time you're...
Oh man.
Well, back in the day, that's what I used to do. You know, you're working and then it's a Monday, Tuesday, and you're like, oh, when I do something and there's people around you that want to drink too, and I was like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, definitely.
Find
That's the
a couple of open places.
So that's actually a good, because we're really trying to increase our participation in the comment section. We have a lot of watchers. Maybe this is a good time for you to tell us where your favorite spot in town to go. Katie, maybe you can tell us, where do you like to sip your suds? Although you haven't been drinking lately, right?
No.
You
Yeah.
did 3 months
Yeah.
until you broke it, of course.
Well, I did.
Yeah.
I took a break from basically St. Patrick's Day all the way to the beginning of June. It felt really nice, and I'm a really social drinker. I like to go out or entertain at home, and so not being able to do that for me was just kind of a buzzkill, and so I just decided to call it quits for a little while.
Fair.
Was
Was it St. Patrick's Day that put you off?
No, it was like the beginning of my lockdown. So.
I see.
I'm a big fan of the craft breweries. So we tend to go to Red Color a lot, especially because we can bring our dog.
True. They do have that going.
Bars and dogs.
Yeah,
It's a bonus.
fair. How about you, Richie? Where do you like to be? Are you of age? That's what I'd like to know. we have already served you in over here, so I also.
Yeah, so
Yes, you're of age.
I'm
Good
mainly
answer.
like just buying my own booze, save a little bit of money.
Oh, nice. I respect that, dude.
Yeah,
respect
on that COVID grind right now.
Yeah, I feel that.
So that's how it is for me. But if I do like going out, I like going to Commodore.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
They have all right food too.
I'm
They do.
a
Food's so
fan.
good there.
Absolutely. Nice. So yeah, tell us, those of you watching on whatever platform you're watching. This is all new on different platforms. Let us know how you're feeling. Richie, why are you swearing over there, dude?
You good?
You good? Okay.
Perfect.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like to you guys, what? I feel like it's a good time to jump into what do you guys like to drink? And you have cocktails of preference? There's, I know.
You don't need to tell them what kind of drinks are available.
We've been around them quite a while.
Yeah, I've been around the block. I like anything with gin. I love gin cocktails. I love anything with tequila, but we'll drink anything also.
Fair. How about you there, bud?
Yeah, same. Just like, I kind of like a little bit of everything, but I do have favorites that I go to, like old fashions and whiskey sours. I really enjoy.
Nice.
Yeah, but really, if it's there's a bit of appreciation for all of it, like the effort that goes into making it, and then so it's nice to be able to like really take in that flavor and stuff. But literally, I'll just drink anything. Yeah.
Speaking of which, do you want a beer or something?
I do, I think. Should we go jump?
No, we shouldn't. Not yet.
No?
No, we got to keep
We
that
gotta
surprise for a bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are we on?
We do have a little. We got a surprise or two
Yeah.
up our sleeves. Richie, how are you doing over there, bud? You're still stressing me out, man. Like,
I'm good. It's all good.
okay.
It's all good. I'm just really focused.
Okay. Thanks.
Thanks
Thanks for being on top of things.
Well, yeah, actually, I'll grab a beer. Maybe you
Yeah.
guys want a beer as well? Start.
Yeah, sure.
Why not?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Oh, I'm really into the orange flavored beers and like the
Not supporting
weed
local
ales.
right now, eh?
Yeah.
There goes our sponsorship opportunity.
Right now.
Cheers.
Oh, is it right
Cheers.
now?
Yeah, until we
Cheers.
have a sponsor, I guess, on the alcohol
Exactly.
tap.
I
Cheers
do
over there. Way to stay
Cheers.
hydrated.
Yeah.
Richie, way to stay focused, bud.
same thing. I do drink almost everything at the beginning of. Yeah.
Of what?
When I started bartending and when I first moved to Canada, I used to drink beer very little. It was Corona only on a really hot day, and it was like really random.
Classic, eh? Corona.
Yeah, Corona. But I was at, and it was more
No
of
jokes to be made there. Eh?
No,
Oh, fuck.
no hate.
It was on a hangover day, like when it's in Mexico and you're by the beach or like on a pool. Like that was my one. And then when I moved up here, started to jump into the craft beers.
Yeah.
And slowly.
Because
of
craft
course,
beer isn't really a thing down there, is it?
It is now. I feel like
Okay.
It started here and in the States, and then now it's more and more popular. It's one of those things that they've developed with the different industries, and as it starts in the States, it tends up to go down to Mexico. So, yeah, it's
Well, on cool hot days. Oh, Katie, were you about to say something?
I was, but
Okay.
you finished.
No,
your
no,
thought.
no. Come on.
Okay. Something that I love about Mexico and beer is a Michelada. Michelada?
yes,
How do you pronounce
Yes.
that? I'm probably butchering it.
Mich, like
Mich.
Michelada.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good hangover beverage.
That is a great hangover
It's
beverage.
basically a beer in Clamato, but it's got
a bunch of like chamoy sauce and lime.
yeah,
Oh my
Must
gosh,
be
you're gonna
salts.
make me drool.
Yeah.
This is so good.
with a really light beer, and it's just perfect.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you could buy the gallon, like bucket. It's literally a bucket. So that on a really hot day is like a lot of ice. You add
Yeah.
all the beer, and you can barely carry it with one hand. So it's just like, yeah, wobbly. Good hangover.
Yeah, that's my jam.
I take that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Louise has bought some weird things into the studio. That
I
he's
bet.
like portions of drinks that he'll just like he'll dump powder. What's the powder that you put in your mouth?
Oh, it's called Miguelito. So it's like a kind of like a powdered chamoy. So it's like a sweet and sour.
It's really he's just like sucking on some powder.
Oh,
what the fuck is going on right now, dude?
I
Like,
do. It's like a It's a candy. I started eating those when you were a kid, like most of our candies are spicy.
Yes, I know
Yeah,
exactly
I've seen
what you're
those
talking about.
before.
Yeah, so
Yeah, or like
Yeah.
the seasoning. I can't remember the name of that either. It's like a spice blend. Like you can use it as a rim, but like you.
tajin.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
the one.
So that
Put
was
it on
like a
everything.
lime and spice and
Yeah.
salt.
So for those of you that don't have a Mexican plug, where can people find these things?
So this one.
Or did you pack this in your suitcase when you came in?
I don't know if
when
you're allowed
when I
to say
first
that.
came in, I used to bring bags full. Like I would be with my luggage and another 10-kilogram bag of candies. Valentina
Yes.
sauce.
All the
when I did-
essentials.
Oh my
All
gosh.
the essentials.
All the best,
Yeah.
Valentina.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then
glad
now-
you can find Valentina's a lot more regularly now.
And
Yeah.
now Fresh is best.
Yeah.
Sells a lot of those.
Really?
Yes. Like
Shout
they
out
actually
to
have
Fresh.
like a.
Fresh is best.
Yeah.
They have a
Thanks.
great
Nice.
selection.
They have a great selection of spices and like just focus on Mexican food. So
Oh,
yeah,
good
that's
for
where I
them.
go.
Are there any
Yeah.
Mexicans working there?
No.
They just exploiting your culture.
Yeah. yeah.
No.
yeah. They
But
do
they're
it.
making it. They're making it
making
available. That's dope.
They make it available. It's great because that's the place I go.
Good to know. Good to know. Really.
I said mixing it with drinks. That's what I grew up on. It's
Interesting.
sweet and
Yeah.
spicy. That's what it makes in a drink.
Well, I like consuming popsicles. That's my jam. It's popsicle season. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
It is.
It's here.
Yeah.
It's here.
Popsicles or freezies though? Like, what's your thing?
Popsicles.
I'm a freezy
Yes.
person. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you haven't tried my popsicles.
Do you
I-
make them at home?
I do.
My mom made
Apparently,
me
you
a
haven't
boozy
seen my
pops.
YouTube videos.
Yes.
I made boozy popsicles.
Did you?
Yeah, a couple summers ago we made dark and stormy.
Oh,
Popsicles.
see, that's on my to try
Good
list.
job.
What did it turn out all right?
Yeah, they were amazing.
Nice.
They froze really well. That was something we were a bit worried about. We
Yeah.
weren't sure. But I just boiled candied ginger and then added the lot of rum, and there was something else. There's another ingredient. Anyways, it worked out really well.
Well, we're gonna have to have you on as a guest
Yes.
chef
Yes.
on my show. Then this is perfect.
Fire up the freezer. Let's go.
Awesome. 322 proof coming to you soon. Next week we're doing a couple throwback episodes. Katie has just accepted my offer to join an episode,
Yeah.
so we
That's
got good
coming
things
soon too.
cooking. Yeah, we got things cooking.
Do you guys make any specific cocktails at home? Is it something that if you're feeling a day like you go, what would you go for? Regular basis?
I like my go-to is always like just gin and tonic, but I love making margaritas at home too.
Yeah,
Margaritas.
are a staple.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that
and
right?
Caesar.
Staple.
Yeah, Caesar.
Oh, wow.
Well said.
Yeah, Caesar's like you need that all those ingredients in your house whenever you're hungover. Like, even if you don't put booze in them, just having a virgin Caesar gets the job done. But
That's the only thing that I drank
Really?
during quarantine. Is I finally, once it got really hot in April, I realized like I could make myself a Caesar, and I had every garnish possible in the fridge and just made the like most epic virgin Caesar.
Word.
Yeah, you don't need the gin in there. Just
Well, I
all-
beg to differ.
Well,
but,
pepperoni stick,
That
cheese.
is where the tajin goes great.
Yeah, I bet.
On that virgin
Oh,
Caesar.
I bet.
Yeah, that's how I probably started drinking. I was like 8 or 9, and for the first time I tried like a virgin Michelada. It was just a bunch of tajin and clamato and lime. And it's probably that's where my love for alcohol started. I was like, oh, I could go for this. I was like, I understand why I would go for.
I have a
or
really
happy on
similar
this.
story. Like I would drink clamato juice just as a kid, or like the other one,
V8.
V8.
Yeah, my mom was all about the V8s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so then once I realized I could, spice it up, then I was in. Amy in the chat wanted to mention that she also is a big fan of Forno
Fair.
for their cocktails.
Fair.
I
yeah.
agree. So
um,
good.
Any gin cocktail, she agrees, and then also Iron Road for their locomotive lager, which I
Fair.
agree.
I also
Their
agree.
lager is one of my favorites for
Shout
sure.
out
We
to-
serve it at the hotel, don't we?
Shout out to
do?
Richard. That was one of the first
Yeah.
beers we had. Because I don't know what happened to my taste buds. Red Collar, unfortunately, gives me a headache now. Just I don't know what the fuck is going on.
drink
I got
too
enough.
much.
I got enough going. Yeah.
You drink
Gives me a headache.
too much.
That's a hangover, Jesse. But that like comes and goes. There's something we need to unpack there with some specialists, I'm sure.
We'll have to bring them in. And
But Iron Road, man, they've done such a great job with their shit. I'm a huge fan.
Absolutely. I
Huge fan.
usually don't drink IPAs, and they make my favorite IPA ever. Like, I love it. And I never, ever go for that when I go somewhere for beer.
that one is not too hoppy. That's what
Exactly.
Yeah,
what
it's
what
nice
I've
and
noticed that they're-
smooth. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I love their environment. Sometimes I wish they were bigger so that more people could go hang out. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
You know, they're going to need a secondary location
Intent.
or
Yeah.
something. A secondary exclusively patio location, I think.
Yes,
would be
Yeah.
great.
patio.
I
absolutely.
was a big fan of that pop-up that they did on the back of their loading dock. at some
I
point.
missed that
out
one.
on that
Yeah, that was
too.
like an
That's
anniversary or
cool.
something.
It was like an
wasn't
anniversary thing. Like I was like, that could be a great somewhere.
it might be
situation
like
for
a
them.
necessity for
Small
them.
pop-up event.
Yeah.
Limited space. Get your tickets now.
Anytime, Richard, if you want to come into the studio and host your pop-ups, we got space, bud. We got space and appetites, apparently, for consuming what you're doing.
All right. So, we'll plan something.
Rich. Totally cool.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, that's, yeah, Amy, respect on that. Forno has done actually a great job with their cocktails, bringing in a different take on shit. And you guys
Definitely
are doing
one of my
some things,
faves.
too,
Yeah.
at the hotel.
We're actually are lucky. Yeah, I didn't get to do the initial training when the Delta and the Marriott people came in, but I think Leia did, which was probably a different experience from all the training she had done. How was that?
It was intense. I
What
think.
what training had you done before? What are we talking about?
Well,
Just like
DJs,
regular
like-
bartending, yeah.
Okay.
Like, well, and even just like Blue Restaurant before turning into Cordo, like it was so different. And yeah, Delta Marriott standards are, yeah, it's a lot. It was an experience for sure. We learned so much though, for sure. Like it was good, but I sometimes, yeah, it was a lot. Because I think what's meant to be happen is like we were trying to open and they were supposed to train us before the date of the open, so we were like trying to be open while training at the same time. So
Right.
we were doing really long days of training and then doing shifts afterwards, and it was just a lot all at once. I think
Right.
if we'd had that time before opening to do it, it would have been a little easier to absorb it all for sure.
Right.
Yeah. Have you had that experience of like that kind of like corporate training
For myself?
for yourself? Yeah.
Yeah. Browns and Moxies, I think they were pretty stern on their recipes. So you gotta really follow them, and they like even have all the measurement tools like that you need to use to the T. But
So it was good training.
Well,
Were
no.
you there when they
Yeah.
opened?
I can
it?
tell
Like-
you don't like that, though. I can tell you like to free pour, which I appreciate.
I like to go a little bit Wild West, I guess, gunslinging.
I'm really happy that you got good training because I trained you. I was just like,
But just to be, we can rewind that. He didn't say that, Luis. Actually, you said
that's
that.
why I asked him, was it good training? And I
I
know
see.
he didn't remember that. Right?
Sorry, Luis.
Corporate training is like their way or the highway, though.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that's difficult about it. And I
Yes.
remember very clearly the American guy trying to teach us how to make a Caesar, and all us Canadians looking at him being like, no. No. he wanted us to like put it in our shaker and like shake it. And the horrified look on everyone's faces was so funny when he said that. And then we had to, explain to him politely that that's just not how we do it.
Yeah.
It's like a build in a glass kind of cocktail, and people like to see it that way. And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we'd lose a tip if we shook a Caesar and
Yeah.
served it to someone.
Yeah.
So that I'll never forget.
That's a thing. That's like a misstep, though, not
Well,
paying
and,
attention.
they don't know anything about. That's not something that they make in the U.S. at all. So it was
Right.
interesting.
Yeah, they go more with the Bloody Mary. Yeah.
But is a Bloody Mary shaken?
It's not, no.
I thought it
This
was.
guy's
a-
just out to fucking lunch, then.
but-
Yeah.
I can say that. You can't.
Downstairs.
Hopefully he's not watching right now. Sorry if you are, bud, but
Yeah, but I remember because I came in a month after, but I remember my training was through like pretty much friends because I knew
Yeah.
almost everyone there. So you did one of my trainings, so it was just more chill because I remember you guys talking about like the flavor profiles, and you were taught all these like theory part of things that I have never really experienced. Like I've learned how to do like the steps, how to follow it, and then, but I haven't had that experience. It's like really cool to hear because I said like now I understand them, but prior to that, working at pubs, you don't see that.
Yeah, they really focus on that there. I think I learned a lot just from like all of you guys. Like we all have something that we like a certain type of liquor we like, or something we're more into than others. And I just find I learn lots from the staff, like that I work with there all the time, for sure.
Yeah, and you are probably one of the people that when I work, I said Jeremy's friends with everyone. You are probably the one person in Kamloops that does not get into the drama at restaurants, and we were just talking about that earlier. But he is probably the one person that's just so outside of it. You do not get involved. You love everyone. It's, I don't know.
I appreciate that you see that as well. Thank you. Like that's awesome. I try my best just to be the neutral zone, and like I'm just here to have fun.
It's no work environment. You don't need to be a part of that shit. So
No.
Absolutely
respect.
not.
Yeah.
There's a lot of drama in the studio. I can assure you that.
Oh yeah, me and Jesse here with the
Drama
Today he
Yeah.
got mad at me for not wearing hardly any clothes, which I was. It's
You know
like,
what?
dude, it's a hot day, man. And
Yeah,
You know?
that was what I walked into today. Like I walk into the studio after training, and Jesse's just lounging with no shirt, AC's cranked up. I was like, oh, what's up, man? I was like, are you just getting ready for your Zoom meeting? Like, no, no, it's hot out there. I was
it's
like,
fucking
"Oh."
hot, man. What are you gonna do? Why
Yeah.
why have this space if you can't be
Exactly.
shirtless occasionally? You know.
Yeah.
So
And-
feel free to take your shirt off, Jeremy, if you want. I know it might be hot. You know, it's an open space,
COVID-25 's
dude.
coming on right now. There's no shirt going off.
It is still 27 degrees outside.
Well, shit. There you go.
Wow,
There we go.
really?
Should be
Wow.
tarps.
Kamloops summer is back.
We're here, baby. It's exciting.
true.
It's a little different this summer, but it's exciting. Even this conversation kind of takes me to a space that isn't right now, which is nice because it's weird.
Yeah.
And
it's
being
sad.
in the service industry, like we're all feeling that void, and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you guys know.
Totally.
100%.
It's funny because like I met Jesse through bartending. How he said like
I'm a consumer. I
yeah.
consume.
So it would be on banquets. I don't know if you have any experience, Jeremy, with banquets and bartending.
Not with banquets. I've done
Weddings. right?
weddings, yeah, just through like friends and stuff like that, and word of mouth. Didn't really advertise it, and I did a couple events too, just like small events for a few hours, but yeah, those get kind of crazy. Weddings get really crazy. They're fun though, but
Yes.
man, that's why they get crazy.
It's funny because that's how I feel like the relationship with Jesse, but also with a lot of the DJs in town. That's how you feel like it's a funny relationship between DJ bartender that he sends a lot of people. We've talked about it, and Jesse like changes it up where like you rotate the people so you get them drunk, and then they dance, they fade out, and then they come back, and it's like a funny
Yeah.
situation.
We work in conjunction with one another,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like so often through our sets, and we built it with all of our DJs, that occasionally you have to play a bad song to get people off the dance floor so that they can go drink, they can go to the washroom, they can refill their juices to come back on. You look like an idiot, like, what are you doing? We're all having the best time. It's like, no, like you need to go do some things.
Yeah.
One of them is see Louise over there in the corner because we need to fuel this. This is a jet here. So
So important in a nightclub. Absolutely, though.
yeah,
Like, you can't just keep playing great songs. You got to give us all a chance to make some money.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it makes more sense. I'd rather people spend more time with Louise earlier and then find me later than
Yeah, it
the
is a
alternative.
dynamic.
Which
for
also
sure.
like past certain time there's people that you don't want coming back to the bar. Once they're
Yeah.
Please
past
keep
there.
dancing.
Exactly. You're like, no.
Meanwhile, I'm like, you got to get off the
Yeah.
dance floor, but go see Louise. I can't deal with you anymore.
Oh yeah, 'cause, like I'm pretty sure you guys have experience with the cutting people off, which at the beginning I was so nervous about it, and then actually developed with some people developed like, dude, like I'm happy to cut you off right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen Louise's dick side. Like he pulls it. It's just like, time to be
Gotta
a
have
fucking
it.
dick.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it's like.
I'm like, you can't pull that with everyone on the DJ front. You can never be a dick. You just need to be like, okay, I'll get right to your song, bud. Like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Whereas he's
Yeah.
just like, no, get the fuck
No.
out of here, man. You gotta
Yeah.
kick rocks.
I feel like there's been those guys that will always get someone that just like he tip you like $3 at the beginning of the night, and then he just gets insanely drunk and hasn't tipped like and just starts like, I tipped you early. I want an extra shot. And I was like, dude, I'm about to cut you off right now.
Yeah.
That's where it develops. So I don't know if you
Sounds
have-
oddly familiar to something I've done. Over here.
I don't know if you have any experiences with that have been funny or like.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's talk about
Yeah,
it.
let's
Tell me,
talk
Leo.
about it.
Is there something that jumps out at
But
you?
yeah,
I'm excited to
Ryan-
hear about the club situation here.
Well, I mean, the first thing I think of is in banquets, which is quite funny. But you know, when you have business parties and different companies out and like people that don't drink normally, I've definitely had people threaten me, go down to the front desk, that bartender, like, like the whole bit, you know, like my boss paid this much for this party. Like you'll get challenged all the time about that kind of stuff. And you know, the worst thing in the world is cutting off someone at a wedding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've
Like,
actually had
that is
to
awful.
sadly cut off the
That's
groom,
hard.
Oh my
Before-
god.
no.
which is not a
Oh, I wish some grooms have been cut off in my history for sure, dude.
Yes.
It's a hard part of the job.
it's a really hard part because like that is like the actual client.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
that is
They're paying you, but then again, that's like if you were to get caught.
exactly.
That's-
It
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
my livelihood. It's my like I make. That's how I live. That's
Yeah.
It's one of those situations where it was a lot more fun for me when I was 19, 21 years old, cutting off people that are like 45 and 50, and
Yeah.
like, sorry, sir, but no.
Yeah.
Yeah. With you, Jeremy, with pubs, you probably have.
Oh man, yeah, in pubs, yeah, you cut people off like almost daily. Like people, they start to get carried away, and it's not like the worst thing. Lots of people are understanding, but you obviously get the odd one that just starts yelling at you and thinks it's unfair, and you're like, okay, if you're acting like this and tripping over every chair as you walked over, probably a good call.
On his
because,
way to
Yeah.
I think I've had more experiences with it outside of the club, like one-on-one, you know, like at the club when I cut someone off, like I'll let someone know that person's done, and maybe I'll verbalize it to them, but like I don't deal with it after that. There's a bouncer that comes in or someone else that takes care of
Yes.
it. So
You got that going for you.
I'm lucky there. I feel like I've
Yeah.
had to deal with it more like at the pubs or like other places that I've worked for sure.
Yeah.
That's
when-
more of
when
your
you are the
responsibility.
bouncer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
more of your responsibility for sure. There's more of a team in the nightclub to like help each other. So we have that, which is really nice to support.
I haven't been cut off before. Not that I can remember. You know? Why did you look at me that way? You're like, oh yeah, you have, bud, for sure.
No, it was like it's good that you don't know if you were coming. And I thought like I actually in town like Commodore is the place I go to get drunk for the most part. Like,
You have one purpose. It's
Yes, like that
Commodore
is-
is where you go to get drunk.
yeah. It used to be that I always when it was I think Leia was working there. There was Dan. You guys, you had Jake. You had a really good crew. So mine and my friends would go get drunk at the Commodore till like 12:45. Like, and we had a tent, and it was there. Like, didn't matter where we were at Commodore. We would see outside, and we would just walk down to CJ's, and then CJ would be where we finished the night, and it was great because we wouldn't even make it to the dance floor. We would just be drinking and having fun with you guys, with all the bartenders, and it was such a good experience. You guys had a great crew going on.
I definitely had a lot of fun working with those two specific people, so that's awesome that you said that. Yeah, I've had some of the best times I've ever had bartending at that place, and because of the people I worked with, for sure.
That's key.
Always.
I don't want to let some people off. Katie, have you been cut off that you can remember? Yeah?
Once. And it was at Players,
Oh, nice. Old school.
old school Kamloops.
Nice.
And they used to do a $5 martini night on Thursdays when I was in university. And I just had too many of the like Mandarin, it was like a Mandarin orange, like they were like syrup. It was like drinking Alizé.
Martinis are dangerous too. They get you there fast.
I still know who it was that cut me off, and anytime I see him, I give him a hard time about it. Because I think someone had to carry me down the stairs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. It was a proper cutoff.
Yeah.
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 You know, we've all been there, though.
Oh, for sure.
Like, no one
Oh,
can
I
sit there
haven't.
and laugh.
I-
We've all done it.
In that place at Cobble, there was one cutoff that I appreciated the next day, because it was like I went back and talked to her. It's like, hey man, thank you so much for cutting me off when you did, because I had to work early in the morning. It was a 7 a.m. start, and he cut me off, and because I was chatting with him earlier, and he was like, hey, yeah, right, yep. He's like, oh, I'm gonna keep it easy, you know, I'm not gonna drink too much tonight.
Classic first
Classic.
line. Hey?
Yeah.
That always sets you up.
First lie of the night.
I work at 7 a.m. and then next thing I know, like one of my friends that are great pushers that we work with, Desiree, she's
Also good people. You need the people
Good
that cut you
people.
off, but you need the
Yeah.
pushers as well.
But
I
then-
think pushers
and
We appreciate the pushers.
make the memories.
all of a
Yeah.
sudden I'm not like 6 shot deep, and you're like, fuck, man, like I gotta work tomorrow. Well, then you forget about the work the next day, and then
It's hard to turn it off once it's going.
yeah, and then I was cut off, and I appreciate it so much. Like that is the one time that I was like, I should have gotten cut off,
Nice.
and then I did at the right time. I was like, and I was like, how was I? 'Cause I was like, was I an asshole or anything? He was like, no, man. You were like, okay, and just went your way. Like that's it.
Most industry people that I've had to like do that with, like they're always super humble and chill about it. They're like, yeah. Okay. You know,
Yeah.
like, they'd never put up a fight about it. At
Yeah.
least I've never had that experience.
Well, all this is making me quite thirsty. I think this might send us to the new location. We're gonna switch the locations if it's okay with you two.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, I'll describe things over there.
Go
once we get
ahead.
over there. Before we relocate, Katie, do you have anything to say?
No, I'm good.
How about you, Richie? Are we doing okay over there? Okay, let's relocate
Yeah.
to the next one. You guys can follow Louise.
You follow me. I'll show you what we're doing and where we're doing it. So this is a new dynamic that we have going on for today. I didn't tell you guys in our previous conversations, which I feel bad about now. I just put you on the spot, so you guys are gonna make us a couple drinks. Yeah, in our new bar. So it's like, if you used to see our content last year, we didn't really. We had just one space. Now we've doubled down. We have a dedicated bar for cocktails and everything. So yeah, just follow me.
Well, Louise just spoiled the entire intro that I had planned. Fucking guy.
I don't even think that Richie showed the intro at the beginning.
It didn't play the intro?
I didn't see it.
Did you drag the wrong thing on there?
I dragged starting soon.
You know what? It's the first one.
It's the
Okay.
first one. That's okay.
I still need to see it though.
Okay. You'll appreciate it. I'm a huge fan.
Yes.
All I saw was the pre-roll,
The pre-roll.
like the lines.
Okay.
But
We'll
Over to
we'll
you
figure
guys
that
at the
out.
bar.
Are you did that camera make the trip okay?
Yeah.
There, Richie?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
It looks great.
It looks
Okay,
awesome.
so we're live at the 9th bar. We have two dedicated bartenders over here. They've been working endlessly on these cocktails. Louise was nice enough to not tell them a thing about this and just completely said, "What's your favorite drink?" And here we are. So, Jeremy. No, actually, Leia. Leia, what do you have for us here?
I mean, it's not really a drink. It's just tequila, but we all like a good shot of tequila every now and then. Yeah, classic, go to.
I respect this. I struggle with tequila, but it's the bartenders episode, so here we are. Does she have what she needs to do this, dude?
In the right. Okay. And you have ice there if
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, how's everyone doing out there? Presently and in the future. It's always hilarious. Coming back, season 2. By the end of last season, we had such a great following, so much interaction, but I know people are in a weird space right now, so I appreciate those of you that are tuning in now or in the future. Oh no, here. It's professional people, she's available. You can hopefully find her in the near future at a bar near you.
Soon. I'm excited to work with Leia again. And Leia was telling me, like, is that what you drink at home a lot? Do you don't you?
I honestly drink gin most at home. Gin's usually my go-to at home, but when I go out, like if I'm gonna do a shot, it's gonna be tequila for sure.
Nice. I appreciate that.
All right, thank you. I'll give this a go. No, do you want to give that?
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Jesse does love tequila. Him and I have a big selection at home. I have mezcal. So.
I have a whole bunch of unopened bottles, actually. Any flavor you need. That's actually the only thing that has lasted COVID. Everything else is gone. So, thank you.
Here's for all of you at home watching us. There you go.
No, actually tried to play it really cool there. That was me playing it cool. I don't need to be gagging on camera anytime soon, so that's actually totally cool. Thanks, I'm glad.
Yeah, it is. I feel like it's a lot better when it's not the Jose warm at the nightclub when you've had a few drinks and you're already feeling like sweaty, and I feel like I've gotten a few of those from Leia even before I actually met her. So it's good to see it again. And then Jeremy.
I think those of you at home, I'm actually slightly pissed off at my co-host over here because he gave her no warning as to what this whole thing was. And then he shows up and he's like, oh, Leia, yeah, she said tequila. And I'm like, tequila what? No, just tequila. I figured that'd be a funny thing to do. But I was like, we're having bartenders on and we don't get to try the wares here? Like, what the fuck? So maybe sometime soon, Leia, you can help me out and show me a drink that is your jam.
Now we have Jeremy. That same thing. I gave him a lot of. I asked him, "What do you want to make on camera, man?" Like, and then he decided what. Well, you can tell them.
Yeah, it's an old fashioned. It's like a classic drink. Lots of people generally drink it as like a dessert thing, sort of thing. Or maybe a warm-up cocktail if you want to get that body firing, It's a little bit more of a stiff cocktail, so not a lot of mixes in it. But how many should I make?
We need a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, you're doing this.
All right, Richie, do you want an old-fashioned? You haven't even touched your wine, man. It's kind of offensive, dude.
I would love an old fashioned. I'm super fucking.
It's good. It is quite stressful back there. I don't know. Yeah, and it's a lot stressful when you're live. I've had a couple of I'm breaking down when I'm just behind the camera, just like recording, and it's not the easiest thing to do for sure. And it's probably his second show.
Yeah. Second time using this equipment.
And you'll notice
You're doing a great job.
Where did
Thank you so much.
Where did we get the sugar from?
We actually got the sugar from Pizza Pie down below us.
Shout out to Pizza Pie for saving us. It shows you how prepared we were as he's scraping this sugar from this Tupperware.
Yeah, we'll come in and we'll buy some pies, pizza pie.
We've bought some pies. So we're good. Oh, here we are. Here we are.
So maybe for the people at home, we can tell them what's in an old fashioned.
Hey, nice, Katie. Way to keep the
Huh?
ball rolling over here.
You said there's not very much mix.
Yeah, what the hell's going on
let's
here?
talk
bud?
about it.
Okay, so in this one, I'm working with what I got here, but typically, so a typical old fashioned, you're gonna have sugar or simple syrup. I personally use simple syrup. It's kind of a bit more diluted. You're gonna use bitters, a couple dashes of bitters per.
You should give that a smell, man. I don't know the last time. I don't know if even bitters go bad.
No, it's good.
Bitters don't go bad.
It's got like a 45% alcohol or something. It's crazy.
All this time, we had alcohol in the studio, dude.
I wasn't trying to drink that. I put oranges in mine, and then I muddle them at the beginning to just pull a bit of the citrus out.
So do you usually use mandarin oranges like you've been provided with today?
I use the other ones, whatever they're called.
No, come on, you're the bartender. What kind of oranges should people be picking up out there?
Sunkissed from Australia. Yeah, from Australia. They come in a giant box. Somehow they're in the cooler every time you go there. I don't know. Use those.
Way to step up there. I appreciate that.
But yeah, no. The nice thing about old fashions, you can put a little twist on it. Like you can use Cointreau to just give it a little bit of a citrusy flavor as well, or amaretto that gives it a good little sweet taste. So that's what I use. But
You'll notice he's free pouring this, ladies and gentlemen.
no shot glasses here.
Oh, there is. I'd prefer you not to use them, though. Use your best judgment.
And then with the old fashions, because you're using bourbon, you want to stir it, or else it's called bruising it. I don't actually know what the bruising it does. I think it's a way of diluting it. The stirring it just chills it, makes it nice and cold, and gets you mixed up a little bit there.
For those of you into ASMR, here we go. Katie, this one's for you.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
All right. And then typically you use cherries too as well to add it as a garnish, but
Sorry, dude.
that's all right.
Let down again.
In my defense, I want to say that Jeremy saved the day. I let him know about the show an hour and a half prior.
An hour and a half ago. Yeah.
Prior to the show. I'm not even.
It's all
Yeah.
good.
Well, yeah, I appreciate Jeremy calling and making some good old fashions.
Way to be, Jeremy.
Then sometimes you can burn these. I don't like the flavor of the burnt, so I just do the twist and get a little zest in there.
Dylan Hinks says that bartender though, heart eye face emoji ×3.
Wow. You got
So
fans
you
out
got
there,
a fan
bud.
club happening over here. Yeah.
I've never got that on this show. What the fuck, dude? All right, Jeremy. Oh, just fucking hunk central back here, I guess. I think it's the way you're rimming those. It's very sensual.
Careful with that. Careful with that orange. I might be a bit delayed watching, but
Wow.
did you find it?
thanks.
Do you make the oranges into twists?
I try to.
Is that tricky?
So-
It's not too bad with mandarin. It's tricky.
Oh, it's a mandarin. I didn't realize.
They're really thin.
Yeah, fair enough.
With the sun-kissed oranges, nice thick.
Oh,
peels.
should I plug Sunkist?
What's that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Let's give
yeah.
him a go. Yeah. Sunkiss, we're struggling out here, bud.
The best twists come from Sunkist.
Oh. First one's free. First one's free. Do you want to run one of these over? Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks, Louise, for providing
Thank
these
you,
things.
Louise.
I feel like these ones might be a little stiff, but
Hey, listen, that's the right word in this establishment.
You guys go ahead. You like old fashioned player? No? You go ahead.
oh yeah.
Come on, Leia.
Jeremy?
Oh, you gotta try one product.
Sorry, I didn't offer that, but cheers.
I've drank it though.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And Richy Rich, this is a good opportunity for you to give us, first thoughts on the cocktail. Give us your rundown as to what you like and don't like about it.
All right. It tastes like an old fashioned.
That's a great start.
I like that smoky flavor to it. Ooh. And that orange peel, it adds a nice acidity to it.
Oh, wow.
I can't speak.
Well, you're really going in on this. Okay. I don't
Thank
hate
you,
the
Jeremy.
Mandarin, to be honest with you. It's
I also have to work with what I had available. I'm glad it worked out.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks to Leslie Faubert for dropping off those mandarins. I think it was the sensual way you rubbed the glass that really has me going over here. Yeah. Leia knows what I'm talking about. Totally.
Sorry, I was just saying I feel like everyone makes their old fashions like their own way. Everyone has their own twist on it, so I really like the extra citrus in this for sure.
I feel that. Mitch, who we'll have on the show at some point, this is his fucking jam. Old fashions. Doesn't matter the time of day, if you're like, oh, it's brunch, like mimosas. He's just like old fashioned. Oh, to each his own. I respect him for that. All right, so that's it for this segment. Let's head back to the couch, shall we? Thank you both for your... And we're still working on the door of this. But Stace DeWolf, that's his art. For those of you out there, you can follow him. He is the man. Katie can tag Stace. Stace DeWolf. Stace DeWolf. Yeah, we got to bring Richy Kwan's camera back.
How do you spell that?
S2E002.
Oh, stays.
Actually. So Leia just asked me what's my favorite bottle of tequila.
Yes,
So-
we need to know.
So I want to start by saying how I didn't used to drink tequila in Mexico.
Interesting.
Yeah, I used to randomly try it, but it's more of like a drink that either my dad or my aunt would drink, and it would be a sipping drink. So for me at 17, 18, earlier, wink wink, when I didn't used to drink, would be too strong for me. So when I moved to Canada, then it was a sipping drink. You have like a strong, almost like a whiskey, or something like that.
Their
And then
battery's right.
to the right. Yep. So to that, when I moved to Canada, a lot of people would, because I was from Mexico, would buy me tequila shots. Okay.
Classic.
They're like, oh man, you're from Mexico, you probably love tequila, and it would be the Jose Cuervo,
The worst.
the worst. So I decided to start testing more, and then my brother became part of he owned his own mezcal company. So I got the experience to
Wow.
learn more about it.
Yeah, he's got the plug over here. I've yet
That's
to see one
very
bottle over
cool.
here.
Yes.
His brother is in weed and mezcal, and
Mezcal
do
is
you
not
see any of
tequila.
those things around here?
They're very different things, but that's very cool.
Yeah. So it's
God, this is so rude. This is live. Leia.
I'm not actually cool. No.
Do you guys like mezcal
I love it.
I
No.
on
do
its
too.
own or mixed or?
Solo, I don't think I would
I-
mix it.
Yeah, no, it's something that I drink on its own, but it's same thing. It's like
Sipper.
whiskey or vodka.
Yeah,
it feels
it's so
there's so
smoky.
many. Well, Not really. It depends. There's like
Not
over
really. I've tasted some
300
smoky fucking mezcal.
everything that you can get
Yeah.
in Canada. It's really smoky.
Yeah,
Like, you can- there's,
that's true
over
actually.
300 different kind of mezcals.
Yeah, I've had
Yeah.
flavored ones
So-
that are so
Yes.
good. Passion fruit.
Those are the 3
being the
bottles that I
best one.
have. Passion fruit.
They
I
call
just
it
have, like, a
maracuya,
vanilla.
but like, wow, it was probably my favorite flavored one that I tried. But
See, I could do that.
yeah,
I'd
really
be
into
yummy,
that.
really yummy.
Even there are actually mole flavored tequilas.
Whoa.
No
Yes,
way.
there
My mind is
are.
blown.
There's this kind of bird.
Is it good though?
It's really good.
Interesting.
So the process of doing it, what they do is like they cook really rich mole at the same time that they're cooking the pines for the
Yes.
mezcal.
They're cooking the pints.
The pines,
Oh, the pints.
Should explain
Yeah.
the process of
and then
mezcal to him quickly
well,
for the people.
Listen, I've done a tour. Okay, I know.
so while they're cooking those, they're cooking like a really rich mole. So like the smell goes into it, which end up taking a lot of the flavor of it. Same thing with there is a specific kind of bird that they use, and they use like the breast from that one that has a lot
Bird?
of birds. So you can have like almost like a.
I can't get behind that one,
It's-
but
It's not vegan.
It is, but it's not like there's no actual
there's
animal
cooking of
product.
birds. then-
Like, but what I mean, like, they are just cooking beside where they have all the pines. It's just the smell that goes into it.
What the hell do they call that one?
I don't remember what's the name. Like, it depends on the brand, too,
I see.
right? So it's something. That one, it actually, I also thought it was going to be gross, and it was, I really liked it.
It's like a flavor you would commonly find at like, how do you say it? The mezcalina bars.
The mezcal, yeah? Yeah.
I love those. Places.
Yeah, yeah. You could, yeah, in a place in Mexico because it's, the flavor profile is really, it's like a high-end mezcal.
Is that like a
Would-
red beard of places? Like they have a whole bunch of different mezcals.
Yeah, a
on-
mezcaleria would have like over 100 different brands of mezcal with different flavors.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a good hangover.
Good
next day.
hangover.
Like, you know, like
You
you,
go
walk
there,
into the
there's
place
one
and it's
thing.
like it smells like a hangover. Like,
Shit.
yes, it's
Sounds like a great spot to be.
It's
Like
a
going
great
to like how do you say the tequila version?
there is
That. It's like the same thing.
it's like a mezcaleria. So the it would be a mezcaleria too. What it is mezcal is a broad kind, like it's like a sparkling wine, and then tequila is sparkling wine.
Champagne.
Exactly. And champagne would be a tequila. Like that's a kind of mezcal. Tequila is a kind of mezcal. So yeah, you jump into those, and
The mezcal is not tequila.
well, mezcal is not
Yes,
tequila.
okay.
That's right. And then yeah, they all come from
Don't get it
agave.
fucking twisted out there, you guys.
yeah, exactly.
Or else
and then-
Louise will pull some fucking Mexican shit on you. You don't need to see that side of him, believe me. Shit's fucked.
Yeah. So yeah, tequila is just from the blue agave, and yeah, before Jesse
Yeah.
goes too far.
The agave plants look like giant aloe plants to me.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a strange
They're
scene
cool.
driving on those what do you call them? Farms?
Yeah, I guess like farms.
It's a huge aloe vera plants.
Yeah, basically.
It's funny. My grandparents outside of their house, like traditional as it gets, and stereotypical. They have 4 huge, they're taller than me, like agave plants
Wow.
in front of their house, and I've always wanted to. Want to make some
That's
mezcal out
cool.
of this? Yeah.
Yeah,
Can you
that's-
grow those plants here?
I don't know. I don't think so because it's like you could probably if you had like a greenhouse,
Right.
but it's like nopales, which is like the
Yes.
That would be the jam.
Yeah.
Eh? That'd be like the new bud. That would be the
Yes.
new.
the only thing you could not call them neither mezcal or tequila. They are from certain regions. Same thing like you cannot.
It's like with bourbon.
So
yeah,
yeah,
and champagne.
So you-
champagne.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
But you just said that it's like sparkling wine, which can be created anywhere.
Yeah, but you just couldn't call it like even mezcal.
What would you call it then?
Yeah. What the hell?
I have no idea.
You can grow agave here, like ones that can winter, but not probably the variety. I mean, they might do the same thing as grapes, though. I don't know. Maybe we
Yeah.
have to look into it.
I think we should.
Ninth lab, not mezcal.
No mezcal. Yeah. So what the hell would it be called then, man?
I have no idea.
Listen,
I've
you're
never
supposed to know
experienced
these
that.
things.
Maybe
You're-
I'll look it up.
I've never experienced that.
Yeah, Katie, if you could get to the bottom of that
Yeah, I'm working on
burning
it.
question.
Yeah.
We've got old episodes playing over here. I noticed you guys noticed that.
I thought that was us. I was just like, oh man.
That's one of our most popular ones. That's like the hot wing and factotum.
Hot sauce. Shout out to JP. Shout out to see. This is before we had the stream starting soon video happen. We would just be there sharing.
Yes.
Anyways,
Come a long way.
So your favorite bottle of tequila?
It would be 1942.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Like
a good.
right now,
that's a good choice.
that's a good. I know
It's
a
a
good
don't-
rap song called that too. Actually, that's one of my faves right there.
Yeah. The first time I tried it, I actually thought it was gonna be gross because the smell of it's not the best when you open the
Interesting.
bottle. But then I was like, okay, I gotta try it, and that's probably my favorite right now. And by luck, when I was like 18 back home, my dad worked for the actual Jose Cuervo company. So he was like a contractor for them, and the owner used to give them their reserve bottle for Christmas. So I got to try a really good tequila at home at some point.
That's
He didn't know, but I did.
Sorry, Dad.
He doesn't drink tequila, so
Yeah, but the underage drinking thing, he might have a problem with.
I was 18. That's why.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. It makes
Yeah,
it
you
easy.
were.
That's
Yeah,
good.
fucking
Yeah.
right, you were.
18, it's the legal age in Mexico.
Okay, I have your answer, but I didn't find it on Google.
Okay.
That's a weird way to set this up.
Somebody commented and told us it's
Oh, word.
Aperol.
Okay, that's my sister, yeah.
Okay, well your sister is full of knowledge, so she said,
Why are you here, man? Like,
you
your
would
sister
call-
could be here.
Okay, I'm gonna probably butcher this, so pardon my Spanish. So you would call it in Mexico agua ardiente.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, that means boiling water, so just agave spirit
Yes.
is what you'd call it here.
Agave spirit.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's like a spirit made with agave.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow, I did
Facts.
not know that.
Shout out to Bria.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fact.
Saved me a Google search. Actually, I was trying and I just was not successful.
What were you searching? That's why I'm curious.
Mezcal made in Canada.
much
That's as
coming
far
up.
as I got before she responded, so I was pretty
Nice.
lucky.
Okay. Thank you.
Quite surprised that she knows it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Shocking, hey?
Sisters.
Yeah. Knowledge. Yeah, that would be my preference. What would be yours?
I feel like there's a lot of bottles I still haven't tried, but I really like out of like the higher end ones. One of my favorites. It's called Quita Peñas or Corale.
Corralejo. Yeah.
Saying it right?
Yeah.
That one. Those two are my favorites. And then for a cheaper bottle, when I lived in Guatemala, we used to always buy this bottle called El Compadre, and it was cheap as hell, but so good. And the name was just perfect, so we loved it.
Yeah. Oh no, you said there's so many.
So many.
So it's almost impossible to get to try them all.
I mean, I can try, but
Yeah. That's where the mezcalerias come to, and going to those places, just trying it. Yeah, by the end of it, it's a lot of fun. I was gonna say not fun, but it is a lot of fun. You can try.
I like the non-well. Whatever you don't have in the well, that's the one I go towards.
Yeah.
You know? That's where I go. Just don't make me puke on the table, and we'll be good.
Yeah,
I
the
would-
best that I've ever had was, it was weird because it was my old boss brought it for me back from Mexico, and it was in like a plastic water bottle.
Nice.
So I actually don't even know what it was, but she said she bought it like from some small dispensary, or not dispensary, some small
Liquor store.
liquor store, and it was like phenomenal. No hangover. That was like the selling
Wow.
point on me.
So that is one of the things that the more pure kind of like mezcal and tequila will not give you as bad as, like, if you drink too much, obviously you'll get there, but
Compared to what?
compared to Jose Cuervo, to like
Oh, I
the
see.
cheaper brands, like to
Cheaper.
the
Yeah, I
world
feel like
is-
it's like that with everything.
yeah.
I don't know.
those-
I don't make enough money to know that. That's just like every time.
So the distillation process just like better that helps you less processed. So
Makes
it
sense.
helps with the hangover. But same thing. You can go to really good tequilas or mezcal, and if they're too sweet, they'll kill you.
Mm.
Yeah.
There you go. Boiled that one down.
Tequila shots come out. That's like the TSN turning point of the night.
Yeah. And old fashions. I can see it in your eyes.
You can't
That's
see
awesome.
anything.
Oh, I sure can. That bourbon?
I have
A half drink.
Yeah.
Just fucking doing work here, bud.
It's funny how different alcohols react different on people. I don't know if you've seen it. Like if you have regulars and
Absolutely.
sometimes you switch it and you're like, okay.
You're like, whoa, this
Whoa.
is why we stick to this.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have any good experiences on that?
Maybe more personally than with like customers,
Okay.
but absolutely, everyone is different. Like like you said, we stick to something for a reason, for sure.
Yeah.
Jeremy, I know you're racking your brain right now.
Man,
You in outer space.
I just seen like with regulars, like they always stick with the same thing, and every now and then they decide to try something a little bit different. And I'm just trying to think because I've seen it so many times where they're like, I don't usually do this, like we're celebrating, and then next thing you know, they're super sloppy. They're like missing a couple pieces of clothing. You're like, all right, good to see you, George. You won't remember this tomorrow, but just take a quick snapshot.
And at pub regularly, like when I say it's probably one of the places where if you have a lot more regulars, you're used to one kind of drunk. And then when it happens,
Yeah.
it's either hilarious or it's just like completely. You're like, what just happened?
Is there a common denominator that is like a better drunk when it comes to liquors? Or is it completely
like
person dependent?
It's
So
person
different.
dependent.
It's
Yeah.
dependent.
Yeah, it's like I have one friend we drink old fashions, and the old fashions, I won't say her name because tomorrow morning she'll be mad at Spin, but
Okay, so
She-
you spin with her regularly.
Yeah, yeah.
Like racking my
I
brain.
won't say her
write that
name,
down.
but she can be a really mean drunk on
Aw.
old fashions.
Whiskey can really like change the mood of people. Absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
Whiskey is like one of those things that with me it makes me a little bit more depressed, more like slows me down a lot. Like not depressed, but it slows me down.
Yeah.
And it's just like
Totally.
I'm more chill than regular. Have you noticed anything, Jesse?
In terms of myself or with you when you get
No.
drunk?
With yourself.
No, it's all a good time in my head. That's for sure. We're always having a good time.
I feel like champagne's always that like really fun, like
I'm a
really
huge
fun,
fan.
giggly like thing to drink. I mean, it sucks the next day, but I think it's a fun drunk.
I do get mad heartburn off of champagne though.
Oh,
Unless
That's
it's
weird. I wonder
yeah.
why. Maybe the sugar?
Yeah,
Bubbles?
something. Unless it's like Dom, then I don't.
Yeah, it's
Then
the baby duck.
shut
It's
up.
the it's the duck.
I don't know
for
if you're
sure.
allowed to call that champagne.
Ouch.
Sorry, I'm just.
I'm not that broke. Okay,
Yeah, well,
it's COVID. My God.
those mimosas, bottomless mimosas, all through the quarantine.
Where were the bottomless ones?
Yeah.
Where were you
Well, if
hanging out?
you're drinking baby duck, I mean.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
No, they're definitely different. I like wine has been a staple over the last 3 months. You know what you're getting out of it. For myself, clocking in long hours, trying to figure out what the hell we're
Yes.
gonna do with everything. But you don't want to be just sitting and not drinking. You know, it's like, okay, it's after
Easy.
8 p.m. Like something. Red wine is predictable, and I can work on it. So that's usually where I'll gravitate in these times.
I've drank more wine over COVID as well, for sure. Can buy a box.
Yeah, boxes.
There you go.
That gets a little. See, I need something to stop me at some point, you know, or
It's
else
on.
it's like,
That spout is not going to do it.
yeah.
What do they call box wine? Australia goon.
Goon.
Yeah.
Goon, yeah.
Oh man, it's crazy down there. It's like $12.
It's like juice.
For 4 liters of.
Wow. Sounds like a lot
I
of fun.
wish.
too.
Yeah.
There are a few BC wineries that make some really good boxed wine now. Hester Creek. I mean, if you're going to like girls' weekend or just a party and you want to bring something, Hester Creek has a pretty decent boxed wine.
Respect.
Or
Okay.
if you just want to keep it in the fridge for a rainy day.
That was after the last block party. The huge boxes of wine that we got were
About
just
16
like
liters of wine.
16 liters.
Wow.
And we sold probably.
Yeah, we totally
Four.
overestimated the amount of wine that would be consumed. It was like a perfectly hot weekend, and no one was drinking fucking wine. And so we have these two 16-liter boxes.
A white and a red. We
And
went
did
through
you
it.
did you open both of them?
Oh, yeah. 'Cause
We
yeah.
sold 4
Okay,
of
yeah.
each the day off, so they were open.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a rough couple weeks, for sure.
Well,
We
dude.
did have to throw most of it out. But
Oh, I didn't know that.
well, at some point,
Yeah,
There's
no
the
one-
TSN turning point.
no one drinks white around here.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. White wine makes me feel like really flushed. And it must be an allergy. It's not all white, but a lot of it. Like I'm fine with red wine, but white wine I just feel kind of, I don't know, crappy.
So we know that now.
It is
Yeah.
the opposite to me. Like red wine, I cannot really drink because 2 glasses will give me a big hangover. White wine, the box white wine that we bought, I don't love it. So.
Well,
That's a good sell.
It's a
That's a
good
good. So I guess we're not bringing
just-
that one back next year.
What it is, I like really sweet wines. Like
You
white
do?
wines, yeah.
Oh,
And
man.
that one is more of like a
Yeah.
dry white. That's why I
That was
really
drier.
like it.
How about you guys at home? Red or white? I was looking at you, Richard, but I was saying you at home. But you can tell us what you
Get
think.
there.
Well, I really dig the red wine because white wine, it can get a little too sweet, and the next morning I'll get a headache or something like that. And even sometimes beer can have a little too much yeast and stuff in it, and it can revert into sugar in my body, so then it gives me even a worse hangover. So that's why red wine and hard alcohol is like my go-to.
There you go. He's broken that one down.
It's science.
Richy Kwan science right there.
Appreciate that. And just to wrap it up, I think it's a good point.
Yeah, but I want to hear one story. You guys got to have
Wait,
one
what?
bartending
That's
story.
where I was-
Oh, that's where you're.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, dude. I thought you were gonna actually just sign off there.
No,
Put
no,
us
no,
on
no,
the spot.
Yeah.
No, I actually wanted to ask you for either the craziest story that you've experienced, either bartending, your favorite experience,
Or the thing
or
you've
one
seen.
of the thing. Well,
Oh, sorry. I'm itching for the. I'd like to know these.
or the one like don't do it at home. Like don't do it when you go to ask a bartender, because I know exactly what I'm gonna say for that one. So something like
Okay,
that.
maybe
Big-
start. Louise, get that off because we don't need to end on the negative. But what do you need people to
Please
know?
tell us.
No, I was when I was bartending catering, one of the things that I hated the most was when really young like guys that were starting to drink and would just show up with a girl and wanted to show up and would just go and be like, hey, and it's a catering bar, so there's not a lot of choices, usually like just hard liquor and wine and beer. And they would be like, please make me your most expensive and highest alcohol content drink. They would just snap their fingers and be like, go. And at the beginning, I would be really mad and would be like, okay, you tell me, man, what do you like drinking? They're like,
I've been here.
anything, go. He's like, no, but you gotta tell me, like, what do you know of? Like, I would just go and make some bullshit story
Where
about
Louise goes into dick
exactly.
mode over here. is
I
like-
just hate the
Engaged.
snapping fingers to a bartender. I think
Yeah,
it's one
it's
of the worst
to
things
anyone,
To
though,
anyone.
like-
Absolutely.
Yes.
Slapping hands on the
And
bar.
go.
Yeah.
It's just really bad. Until I was just like, you know what, man? I'm gonna make you a mix of whiskey. I would just have fun with it. Whiskey, tequila, and gin. Drop like a
All this the
double.
shit mix here.
It's like
All the expensive ones. It's
Exactly.
$100, so you're getting all the good ones.
no, but and then would be like, you know what? It is a double, so there you go, and I'm gonna charge you for the pub on the side. So I would just put it on the side on a glass, and I would do the same thing. Go. You would just see
You
them.
give
and
them the
exactly.
machine.
Them-
Go.
I would be like, no, and it would be with the shutout. Like, oh, there you go, man, go. And I would just see the faces, and I would see just like, if it was a guy and would be with the girl would be just like almost like on the face of like, well, you asked me for the most, the hardest drink. In the
You're
bar.
fucking ruthless,
There you
man.
go.
God damn.
But it gets to a point where you're like, at the beginning I used to be like really mad about the
Yeah.
situation. And then I was like, you know what, I'm going to have fun with this.
Once you realize this is a regular theme that happens.
Exactly. It happens. And it's
too
among
often.
like really young people that you're starting to drink. Or
So for those of you out there that are young and trying to impress someone, don't go to Louise's bar or you will be embarrassed.
don't ask for that. Don't ask me for the highest content. Alcohol are more expensive because on a catering bar, the most expensive thing was my bottles of wine.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to shoot that. So
Yeah.
nor I would let you. So
Well, I'm
Yeah.
glad you got that off your chest. Man. That seemed like that was there for a while.
it was there for a
You feel
while.
better? Is
I
that
do.
okay?
That's that. I don't do catering anymore, so
Yeah.
I won't see it anymore. What about you, Leia? Not like this. Or is it your favorite story? Your
My favorite story, like something I enjoyed the most.
I'd like the ridiculous side.
the
If there's a
ridiculous side.
ridiculous one
Yeah.
there.
I mean, like I bartended outside of Canada, so I've definitely seen
Oh.
some like really crazy shit.
So talk about it. Tell us.
yes.
Okay, like this is probably the most effed up thing I've ever experienced. So I used to work at a bar in Guatemala in a hostel. It was a big party town, so like even like young kids from the capital, like the city, would come out there to party too, and let alone all the backpackers that are already there. And I worked at a hostel that was like the hostel around town that everyone would go to. And yeah, like I said, I worked with all the boys, so it wasn't like totally common to call me at like 4 in the morning to have me come do the cash out for them because they're too,
Too drunk.
too drunk or had a little too much
Or-
fun at the last few customers or whatever. So
Yes.
I got called one night to go down and help, and as I'm walking down, so we have like a bridge that goes kind of over top of like just a pathway down to where our bar was, which is just kind of a little further from all of the rooms of the hostel. And as I'm walking down there, I saw Eric, our like local guy that was our security, with like one of our bartenders, holding his gun out over this other local guy who was like arms with a
Yes.
zip tie, and they were just like screaming at him like, where's the purse in Spanish. And I guess some incident happened where this guy like grabbed this girl's purse and like had it all set up where someone was on the other side of the fence outside the bar, so grabs it from her, threw it over the fence. Some guy grabs the purse and just booked it, started running. So all the guys in the bar grabbed the guy, and I'm just walking into this
Zip-tied
like,
him.
what are we doing? The guy's shoes were off. I'm like, why his shoes are off? Put his shoes back on. What are we doing? Let's move this further away from the hotel rooms. Like, we have customers here. I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Like, probably the craziest thing I've ever seen. And just because there was so much commotion, someone loosened their grip on the guy's arm for like a second, and he just bolted as fast as he could. And I think they chased him down and like maybe kind of got a bit of information like about what happened, but nobody ever found the purse. Like, that's such a common thing to happen out there. But
Crazy.
I was like, Eric, put the gun away. You don't know how to use that. This is just for show. What are we doing? Like, all these like people are like partying away. Like, didn't even notice this is going on in the background. But yeah, that's probably the craziest thing I've ever experienced for sure. Not in Canada.
That's not how. That's not how Delta does it.
No, yeah, different bartending.
I'll leave that tag out.
Oh man, that's a tough one to follow.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that, Jeremy. Or are you gonna top that off?
I feel like you had something locked and cocked there.
I was trying to think. I
There's
was
some
like,
great stuff that still happens around here.
Yeah.
Let's not lie.
No, there's a lot of things that have happened to my friends, and like some pretty crazy stuff happens downtown. Like when I was at Moxie's, you get a lot of just like really drunk people from downtown stumbling in. But it was never like anything out of control. But one time, I can't remember where. I think it was at the pub. This guy was just like, there's this group of people, and they were just relaxing, like being okay. They were kind of pretty drunk, but we didn't serve them for a long time. Like they cut off like 2 hours. Once this happened, they've been cut off for 2 hours, and we thought they were gonna leave. They got up to leave like 3 times, and I called cabs for them, and they didn't leave. And they're like, "No, we're just gonna sit." And we're like, "Okay, like you guys aren't doing anything. You're not ordering stuff. Like you're being pretty harmless right now." But then all of a sudden out of nowhere it just escalated, and the guy started yelling at his girlfriend, and I thought he was like gonna hit her and stuff, and like he had her cornered, and he's just like right in her face, and I was like, oh my god. And then this other table's like, hey man, like can you calm down a little bit? And then I walk over there, I'm like, hey, like can you please calm down? And he just starts flipping tables and crap like that. And
Wow.
yeah, I was like, oh my god. And then one of the servers was like, should I call the cops? I'm like, yeah, you should probably call the cops. We should probably do that. And I like went up to him and I told him, because he started to go after the other table. He's like, what, you guys want to go? And I just went up. I was like, man, listen, the cops are coming. I think it's a good idea for you to go. Like, can you please pay? And he comes, yeah, and then he came up and he just like threw down like $200 and walked out, and his bill was like $30.
Nice.
All right.
It was a good tip.
But
Professionally handled, though. Honestly,
Oh,
it's hard
yeah.
to do sometimes.
But then his friend came up after and apologized. But that's like, I feel like all bartenders kind of got something like that. You see that probably tons in the club and stuff, but in the restaurants, it's not too much craziness.
Doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah.
I've never seen someone flip tables, so that's pretty crazy.
Delta, I'm coming for you. We'll see what your policy is on table flipping.
They're spaced out, so it's going to be extra work.
Exactly. Well, good. I'm glad we did that there. How about you two back there? Do you guys have any thoughts on this?
Go ahead.
Well, I've never bartended, but there are some wild, drunk people out there that you do not want to get in the way of.
So for those of you at home, don't get in the way of Richy Kwan when he's walking down the street.
I have a funny story, like really brief one. When I worked at a brewery, we hosted a Christmas party, and the last guy to leave, we were like, we'll call you a cab, like make sure you get home okay. It was a Christmas party, and his boss was paying for the cab. I'm pretty sure it was just like getting him sorted out. And so he's like, all right, okay, I'll go wait outside. And like 3 minutes later, the phone rings. It's like 12:30, and we're picking up, and it's the guy calling the brewery for a cab. We're like, okay. We're like, wait a minute, why are you calling us for the cab? You know, so we brought him back inside. We sat him down. We're like, look, just wait here for the taxi. He's like, okay. So then he gets up and he's just stumbling around waiting, and he does it again for the second time. We're just like so confused how this happened. But anyways, he eventually got the taxi eventually showed up, but it was just like this weird scenario. It's like when you're that drunk and you think you're calling a cab, but you're calling a brewery. Like, it's very
Nice.
strange. Like, we didn't overserve him, did
Yeah.
we? I guess
One
maybe.
of my favorite conversations would be after a Christmas party, when like I've served them all night and they're just drunk waiting for cabs. And Christmas parties usually there's not enough cabs in Kamloops.
never.
Oh, it's a problem.
So-
for sure.
And it would be me just like,
After
you
hour
know, I need to-
entertainment.
yeah, exactly. I need to decompress. I would sit and just chat with like really drunk people that are just waiting for cabs, but they had a good night. They liked me. Those experiences are probably one of the.
I was gonna say, I love a
Yeah.
good, funny, like, totally drunk goofball that wants to like
Exactly.
chat and hang out. Like, I think those are some great stories for sure.
Yeah, and more when it's like they were on a like they're in the same business, like they're together, so they had a great time. And then if they like you, they're like, oh, yeah, I want to chat with you. Like when I get home, it's like 3 a.m. already, but yeah, why not? And those experiences are probably like one of like the best experiences, because like you ever go drink with them afterwards, like can be a lot of fun too.
And I think you can see a beautiful part of humanity when you're seeing them. They're just like so happy, so feeling good. Everything is just great, even though there probably wasn't because you were serving them. And but at that point at the evening, it's like, man, life is really good right now. And that to me is a memorable moment to observe, like sober or close to sober, and be like, that's a night, like you actually had a good night. As long as a cab fucking shows up,
Yeah,
things are gonna be
Yeah.
okay, you know?
yeah,
Yeah, making sure everyone gets home safe and had a good night. And I think that's some of the that's like what I said at the beginning about being a social drinker, and like that part of just like being a happy drunk and going out and having a good time. And it's just like, it's all worth it, except
is
for the
all
next
worth it.
day
Yeah.
for me. I've discovered the best hangover cure.
Well, put us
Works
on.
for
Oh, yeah,
me.
dude, what is
I don't
It's the
know.
perfect outro.
It's kind of a plug though. I don't know if I should be,
Well, plug
shameless
it
plug.
up. Let's go.
So at Pratt's Pharmacy, they
Okay.
have a Hangover Cure, and
it
it's like a
works?
combo of like Tylenol, Advil, like an anti-nausea, something or other,
Right.
and then it's in like a medical grade Gatorade powder. So like you're forced to, and then you're supposed to put it in like a
Whoa.
Nalgene.
Okay.
And so you're forced to drink like that much water as well. So
Right.
Yeah.
it just sort of like it helps settle your stomach or make you just sort of feel a little bit better. Yeah. And
It
for someone
sounds-
who has deadly hangovers, it's
That
worth
sounds
it's worth a
fantastic,
go.
yes.
Yeah. They're called Pratt's Hangover Cures, so definitely.
Whoa, they've thrown their logo on that. That shit
Yeah.
is nice.
Well, they're a
That's
compounding
awesome.
pharmacy, so they can make their own stuff.
Right.
So
Well,
Thank you.
yeah, just in case.
Thank you for that.
I have them. I don't need them all the time, but I mean, if you're going on a big like weekend, you have to do
take them
2
with
nights
you.
in a row or something.
this is
At
like
least for me.
perma fucking weekend for me over here.
Yeah.
We're just like doing it.
So
this
was the
is
weekend
great.
for
Yeah.
Jesse.
Well, you know where I live. If you ever need one, I'll
Right.
drop one off.
Well, that is a beautiful way to go out.
That's like, yeah.
Pratt's, thank you for doing a good service to us. Thank you for putting us on. Katie.
Thanks for being great bartenders and serving
No
us great
doubt.
drinks.
Well, I can't wait for you, I guess for you, Jeremy, to be operating contract work out of this space. And for you to be back in the mix. Yeah. And we all do. I think when doors like are fully open, I think we're all going to really appreciate bartenders out there in the world. So
Yeah.
tip
Show
them
the
fucking
love.
good when you
Yeah, tip your bartenders.
tip your bartenders.
They'll be your best friend that night. Swear to God.
That's how Louise got in the mix.
Yeah.
One
Exactly.
time I tipped him okay.
Never left you alone since.
Yeah, exactly. Here I am.
Well, thank you guys for being on the show.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
So
having
much.
us.
Yeah, thanks. It was awesome.
And thank you for tuning in, either today or in the future. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're having good times. We're trying to bring some light into the day, if anything for ourselves. But I know that comments are great. Comment down the line if you have any questions for bartenders. These three will pay attention to it. I'll observe. If you have any great recipes for popsicles, got a new season of 322 proof coming out. Send them my way. I'll give you credit, all the credit in the world. Maybe one day I'll be selling liquor popsicles to you. Maybe these guys will be offering them in their bars. So
Sincerely
That would
hope
be-
so.
Yes. Yeah. Come visit us like at Cordo. Me and Leia.
Yes, please do.
Yeah.
Porto, downtown. Thanks to Katie. Thanks to Richie for making all this shit happen.
So much, guys.
Till next time.
Peace.
Good night.